So it can feel like, man, it's hard to find writing friends in the first place, and now I need multiple groups of writing friends. Does anyone actually use this mirror for something? It's more about building relationships, building a sense of community and support around myself, and also making sure I'm part of the community and support that envelops other people. Good morning, gentle viewer. Thank you for joining me for another Makeup and Manuscript Monday, where I get ready for the day and also talk about that writer life. So let's get started. I've already applied moisturizer to my face, so I'm still using the Clinique All About Eyes and the Olay Regenerating Serum in Fragrance Free. I am really loving this Clinique eye cream. It's just so silky and smooth, and all of Clinique's products are very gentle and fragrance free. So now I'm going to apply my Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint, and it is a tinted moisturizer in Classic Ivory. So this week is the last full week of April's Camp NaNoWriMo, and I have not been doing a very good job in tracking my progress. It's one of those things where I'm doing it but not tracking it, which tracking your progress is kind of the main point of NaNoWriMo and Camp NaNoWriMo. Now the great thing is that you can go back and retroactively input your progress on various days. So what I'm gonna have to do is just kind of go back and estimate how much I did that day. All right, now just going in with my beauty blender and blending in. One thing I noticed that's helped me a lot with my writing progress is making it a point not to get on the internet in any way, shape, or form until after a certain time of the day. And that's a tough one because you need the internet sometimes for work or for whatever you're doing. But by limiting my internet access until a certain point of the day, and for me that's been about midday, has really helped me focus that early morning energies into my writing or my projects or my work or whatever it is I'm trying to work on that day. So I've been kind of experimenting with that, and I think what I'm going to do is make that a goal for May, where I don't get on the internet until after a certain point of the day. And especially keeping to that in the morning, being a morning person myself, it really helps me put that best energy and give my best self to the projects that I want to be working on. I'm going to apply my Revlon Photo Ready Eye Primer and my Maybelline Dark Circle Eraser. Another thing that's really been helping me with my writing projects is keeping in contact with some writing buddies or writing pen pals. It can be tough to find a writer's group in real life. I'm currently living in a small town. It's very far away from most places where writing groups are meeting. But having a once a week check-in with an online writing buddy has been very beneficial. And this is different from checking in on the forums, or in Camp NaNoWriMo there's the cabins. Those are all great, and one of my writing buddies I met through the NaNoWriMo forums. But in this case, having a closer, more intimate one-to-one conversation with a fellow writer turns out to be very inspiring for me. We can talk a lot about the process and our current struggles and support each other. Like I noticed the other day when she was sharing with me a personal writing victory of hers that she'd accomplished, it gave me a big sense of vicarious satisfaction. Because there's a lot of talk in writing circles about the importance of having writing friends, and it's difficult, but so important. And of course we all have our different circumstances, but I know for me it's very difficult just because I move every couple of years. 2 duty stations ago, I made an amazing group of writing friends and we were meeting once a month and it was really great. And when I moved away from that, it was very difficult to try and work up the energy to do all of that again, because friendships take so much time and so much energy. And especially if it's something that's important to you, like your creative projects, it can be even more intimidating. Alright, now I'm going to set my makeup with the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil. And I've been using these Sonia brushes I got from Target. I found it in the clearance bin. Now for some highlight and contour work, I'm using the Benefit Hoola Light and the L'Oreal True Match Illuminator. Sometimes I look at these tiny mirrors, like the Hoola Light contour powder comes with a teeny tiny mirror in there. Does anyone actually use this mirror for something? One of the hardest parts of writing groups is that even if you meet a group of like-minded people, and let's say that you can work out a schedule and a place to meet and all of those kind of logistics, you still might not all be in the same place on your writing journey. Because in an ideal situation, you'd all be the same type of writer, you'd all be writing in the same genre, you'd all be at the same level of skill. Because even with the writing group I made while I was in Hawaii, we met through SCBWI, which is an organization for children's book writers and illustrators. So even though we were all in the same place and all part of the same organization, we were very different types of writers, and we were all writing in very different genres. At the time, I was working on a young adult second world fantasy. One of the other members was working on illustrations for a picture book. Another member was working on a middle grade chapter book. So we were all in very different places, writing very different genres. What kept us together then was a shared sense of supporting each other creatively and trying to grow as writers, even though we were all growing in different directions and in different ways. So even though I had that support creatively, I couldn't necessarily use them as critique partners or as people to brainstorm with, because we were all writing in different genres. So it can feel like, man, it's hard to find writing friends in the first place, and now I need multiple groups of writing friends. I don't necessarily have any answers. I'm still working on this a lot myself. For me, it's been a very slow process, and it's been just from over the years meeting a larger and larger pool of writers, and from that pool trying to make individual connections and to build individual relationships. And from those relationships deciding, oh, that person's a really great brainstormer, or she and I can bounce ideas off each other, or that person is super supportive. She always has really great things to say about creativity and writing. And yet someone else who I see as more of a mentor, I would really want their input as far as critiquing and big scale edits. And of course, keeping in mind that they all have their own lives, their own projects that they're working on. I'm also helping them meet their goals. And it's been such a long process. For as long as I've been actively pursuing publication, I've also been working on these important writing relationships. And there will be more relationships to come, like with my agent, with my editors, with my publication office. And as difficult as it is, I also think it's really good that I'm coming into it with a mindset of it's not about give and take, it's not about you scratch my back, I scratch yours. It's more about building relationships, building a sense of community and support around myself, and also making sure I'm part of the community and support that envelops other people. Alright, next is eyebrows, and I'm almost out of this Ulta Beauty Ultra Slim brow pencil I've been using, so I'm gonna have to find another one. If you have any recommendations, please leave them in the comments. But I really like being able to twist it up and sharpen it. And I also like that it's a slim pencil. It just gives me more control, which when you're applying makeup without your glasses on, you want as much control as possible. And this is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. And for lip color, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild in Blushing Bali. Alright, that's gonna complete this get ready with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing before you go. If you have a writing relationship that you've made that's been really important to you, tell me about it in the comments. I hope your week is full of creativity and positivity, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!